this guy right here who has tattoos of skeletons and stuff like that, he's a teddy bear and a super nice guy, and he's super nervous, so let's all give him a lot of support here, and I'm sure the support, the computer problems probably aren't helping, but Scott's up here making it work. Sean is also, he's a tattoo artist. He also does really cool, gory Halloween stuff. This, I don't know what this is. This looks pretty intimidating. He's gonna give this away. You're gonna get some socks. Seriously, you have socks.
Socks, okay. There you go.
You're gonna give this away in a second. Are you gonna, did you say we're gonna lead a song?
A song? No.
Or no, a game for the giveaway.
And I'm gonna use a game to give it away.
Well, do you want to do that while we're sorting this out?
Sure, but there's a video that sort of shows how it's made.
Oh, I see.
It makes more sense later.
I got you, okay. Well, do you want us to take like a 2-minute break and then,
yeah.
Okay. I'm a beef pigeon jerky thingy with great hair. So, all right, everybody just talk amongst yourselves. Let us sort out the technical. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in like 3 minutes, ready to go.
One eternity later.
Sean Oz, right here. Big, come on.
Send me your email address.
Insane stuff on the. Guy does insane stuff on the mountain, but he's nervous about talking, so he's stepping out of his comfort zone. That's how you grow. That's how you grow, right? All right, brother, it's all you. Give us some volume on the computer, please. Volume on the computer. There we go.
No one said thank you yet to Kelly, so let's all put our hands together. Kelly, and the entire crew that has put this thing together. When Kelly called me I guess it was about 3 months ago, he asked me to do this speech. He didn't even finish the sentence before I said yes. I hung up the phone after that point, and the reality of the fact that I've never spoken in front of an audience in my entire life. I've never written a speech. I haven't done anything in front of a crowd since high school. Yeah, I do all these YouTube videos. Some of you know me, some of you don't. The ones that don't, my name is Sean Oz. My channel is The World of Oz, where I do active lifestyle, drone tips, tutorials, camera stuff, so that you can do the same thing if you want to, or just learn how to use them for other things. So I live here in Dillon, Colorado. You can see it's a beautiful place to fly. Yeah, I moved there, uprooted my whole family and opened a tattoo shop there, and really started sinking my teeth into YouTube. So this is going to be a pretty heavily YouTube-based speech. So if you are into YouTube, that's great. If you're not, you might get a little bored. So show of hands out in the audience for me. Who here currently uses YouTube to look up drone tutorials, instructional things for your drones? Whoa, all right, that's awesome. Okay, how many of you use YouTube to learn how to edit that drone footage? And how many of you are currently using YouTube to upload your drone videos or any type of videos right now, just to show to your friends, family, or hopefully to build a better YouTube following? One thing I can tell you is that if you're using YouTube a lot and you're not getting the responses that you want, a lot of that to build your channel is to add story into your content. Now that doesn't mean that you have to go talk to the camera and be all goofy in front of it. You can actually take your drone videos and take them to the next level just with simple editing tricks and simply just putting some ground footage with something as easy as a GoPro. How you fly is pretty important, but it doesn't make the video. Editing can actually take bad flights and make it look like it's good flights. Where if you have bad editing, you can actually completely ruin a good flight. You want to keep your viewer engaged. That's what you get with watch time. So watch time on YouTube is the percentage of the video that someone watches. The more you get that, the more YouTube pushes your video out into their algorithm. And the more that happens, the more views you get, the more people subscribe to your channel, so it just snowballs. Keep in mind that your viewers aren't there when you're flying. So if you're out and about and you're at a lake or doing something and you're flying and you think you got this awesome drone video, and then you go home, you post it up, and like your mom watches it and goes, "Oh, that's great, son, you know, the video," and nobody else comments on it. Well, it's because nobody knows anything about what happened. It's you look at it and it's great, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, but everybody else doesn't care. They don't care. So what you need to do is figure out a way to take your memories and make it so that they can actually experience them too. So I'm curious, how many of you were flying back in 2013 through 2015 when drones sort of first started becoming a thing? Anybody? Really, not that many. Okay, well, shout out, what were some of your first drones? All right. All right. So do you guys remember what the very first thing you did when you got the drone, you got it out of the box? What'd you do? Did you? You shot it straight in the eye. Well, I threw my directions in the trash. That's what I did. And then right after that, I took the drone out of the box, went outside, and shot it straight up in the air, as high as I could go. That's pretty much what everybody did back in 2013, 2015. When I started YouTube, it was back in 2008. It had nothing to do with drones. Drones weren't even really a thing then. I was playing with RC cars, combat gliders, nitro RC planes, but drones weren't a thing yet. So I did videos all about speed airbrush and make up zombie effects. This is who I am, it's what I do. That's why you see this bloody slab of skin up here. This is the kind of stuff that I would do. Well, we can turn the volume down on this. So just keep the volume on the videos a little bit low. I mean, you want the video to have volume, but anyways, this is the kind of stuff I did when I first started YouTube. And God, if I had known then what I know now, I probably wouldn't be standing here. I'd probably be standing at some kind of makeup convention with millions of dollars in my pocket, because at the time, in 2008, there was no monetization on videos on YouTube. No one knew that it would ever blow up into what it is now. Time went on, stopped really doing that stuff as much on YouTube because there was no return. It was fun, and it still is fun, but a buddy of mine came over with a Blade Nano and a Blade 350. Do you guys remember those? No? Not enough feet flying that long, it's fine. He came over and it blew my mind. There was a camera on this thing, little bumpers on it. You put your GoPro on, the little bumpers stabilized it. It wasn't even a real gimbal. I took that thing up and it changed everything for me. And I started posting drone videos. We all start somewhere, and how bad my drone videos are. Some of you might have videos just like this somewhere in your own files, your own libraries, where you're just flying around your neighborhood. Your edits are horrible, completely boring. Nothing to see. We did all get to know our neighborhoods pretty well, the layouts, what our neighbors had in the backyard, who had a pool, whose house you could go over to and knock on and be like, hey, I've got the beer, let's have a little swimming party. But as you can see, there's nothing to those videos. They're incredibly boring. And as time went on, there weren't any videos on drone products that I had. So I thought, well, you know, if people make review videos, let me review the stuff I had. And these videos are even worse.
No more?
I mean, this is my first review video I ever did.
After the video.
All right, this is my first video like this, so...
My dog passed away a couple years ago. That was Yoshi.
I'm gonna open it up and we're gonna check out what they sent.
I mean, these are absolutely boring.
It is I am back in business.
Hey, I'm Sean Oz, and this is my channel. Today I'm gonna review
These hurt to watch.
by Horizon Hobbies.
And this fancy intro. It was just when I first got Final Cut Pro, and I was like, yeah, I can make things spin, put text on top of things.
So this is the Chroma, the Blade Chroma by Horizon.
Anybody familiar with the Skydio? Off subject here. The
really
Blade
sturdy
Chroma
build.
sort of had so many things that the new Skydio was actually having. It just wasn't done as well. It was ahead of its time.
I would not recommend flying it off the screen, FPV. I would definitely want to stay in line of sight, and not every day you get to be in the footage because you're normally flying it, so this is sort of a nice feature.
It had active track that actually followed the controller.
So this is pretty cool. This is something you can buy separately. This is called the Steadicam.
All right, that's so boring, I can't finish it. Anyway, so time went on, and I made more and more videos. As bad as they were, it was fun, I enjoyed it, and that's something you just sort of have to take. You have to take the bad with the good, you have to not worry how bad it really is, and just get out there and do it. Over time, by doing it, repetition, it's practice. Whether you realize it or not, you're learning to do better videos. You're learning to edit better each time. And eventually, I learned if you mix yourself into the video, you find yourself getting longer watch time, longer retention, which helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now, this video is not the complete video. The whole video of this was like 20 minutes long or 15 minutes long, so this clip is just this old mine in Colorado where I went into it and then flew the drone a little bit, and then it's gonna cut into just some other drone footage that had nothing to do with this, so. But you'll see a huge difference here.
Whoa, this is pretty crazy.
I am pretty lucky where I live because, like I said, there's so much stuff to film. This is when the original Mavic came out. I went to a trip to California and got to film dolphins, which was pretty cool. This is Utah. It actually looks like the moon, which blew my mind. Just on the side of the freeway. Active track with the Mavic Zoom. That's going to work. That's how I get to work in the summer. And the fall colors are beautiful. If anybody is ever up there, come up in September and those colors are everywhere. So you can see there's like a huge difference in my current videos compared to my old stuff. Obviously the surroundings makes a huge difference, but even if you live in a city or if you live in the middle of nowhere, there's all kinds of ways you can fly that will help you still get that dynamic kind of footage that will keep your user or viewer engaged. I changed the way that I filmed tutorials, instructionals, and things like that. I learned how to put energy into it. I practiced things in front of the camera to experiment. What looks good in front of the camera is completely different than what looks good in real life. For example, if I was to do what I'm about to do here on the stage, it would look ridiculous. I mean, it probably looks a little ridiculous on film too, but it would look really ridiculous here.
I'm back.
Crazy!
In today's episode, we will be going over
Higher energy,
landing pads.
don't be scared of the camera.
Or not. We'll find out
act like
right after
you're
this.
around your
I'll tell you,
closest
worst
family and
part of making
friends,
these videos when
because
it's cold
that's
like
when you're
this,
your most
Get
natural.
your hands.
Be the
Overall,
way you are when you're
it's
around someone that you're
landing
super
pad.
comfortable with.
It's real
Pretend like that
easy.
camera
Just
is
relax,
them,
put back
and you'll see a
real quick,
huge
just
change in the way you are in front of the camera almost immediately.
As you can see, for
And
me,
remember, of everything else, have fun, because if you're not having fun, you're not barely making a dime off of YouTube. So enjoy it, because it's a long-term goal. It's not a quick get-rich-quick scheme. It's gonna take you 5+ years to get any return. Keep in mind, the reason I'm showing you all this is that we all sort of start somewhere, and we all suck at first. You know, we all start at the same level. Practice flying. Practice your editing. Start now, don't wait any longer, because the sooner you start getting better. As I said earlier, a good edit can save a bad video. A bad edit can ruin a good video. And I wasn't really flying through the clouds. So in the mountains, the clouds are more like fog. So there's big gaps in them. You're not actually going through the clouds. You're not very high. That's a big difference in flying out in the mountains than flying in a city, is I actually have to max the height of my drone to be able to fly as tall as it will, because otherwise you can't climb up the mountains. And I'll be just above tree line, but I'm still 1,600 feet above where I took off. But I'm going up the tree line and coming back down the tree line. And it makes for some beautiful footage though. And you can do similar things in, look, giveaways. It says I'm supposed to give stuff away, so. I got more stuff coming, but I thought I'd throw a couple shirts out and try and liven the crowd up. So make some noise and I'll throw it that way. How's it going? Is everything going all right? Let's see, we'll go that way. All right, this one is, what size is this? Extra large. All right, okay. I'm gonna throw it. I heard somebody saying, woo, this way, so. I got one more. This one's special. This one's different. Let's go ahead and do it. This one's different on the back. This one is an extra large also. So the loudest way I'm going that's coming that way. All right, so this thing Kelly showed you guys earlier, I'm gonna give away at the end because we're gonna play a game to win this. This is handmade, pretty cool stuff. I'm not gonna throw it out there because it would knock someone out. But this is a real tattoo made on a silicone skin, and I made all this stuff. My side company is a skin company that tattooers can actually tattoo on. And this video sort of shows you how the process is done. It's all hand done, and one of you can win it. It's a great thing for Halloween, a great thing for all year. It's a pretty cool piece to have hanging on your wall. But it's all real. So that's how that was made. So and at the end of this speech, I'm gonna have you guys all stand up, we're gonna do a little game, and someone's gonna win it. Who out there has heard of the 7-second rule? Anybody? You're familiar with the 7-second rule? It's between 5 and second usually, yeah, nice. So okay, the 7-second rule is basically When you're editing, you want to keep your footage from going too long. It keeps the mind engaged. It keeps someone from getting bored of your footage, even if they don't realize they're getting bored. It's a subconscious thing. And it's 5 to 7 seconds. I'm going to ruin movies for you guys. You're going to be at the movie theater, and you're going to be counting and never see a movie the same way ever again. Even though you're going to keep your footage, give or take around 7 seconds, you want to film longer when you're out flying than that 7 seconds. You don't want to just start your camera, go, and then stop. You want to film it longer and have that play time on either time. But even while you're flying, if you're capturing a shot, count to yourself while you're going. You know, count up to 7, maybe count up to 10, 15, and make sure you get that extra footage so you have a little play on each side that you can choose from. There are exceptions to this rule. If you're filming low to the ground, passing a tree, something with movement in it, a big reveal shot, all that stuff is an exception. As long as it's something that keeps your mind moving, it keeps that engagement. You're going to hear me say engagement a lot because it's so important on YouTube. It's pretty much how everybody gets found and things build up more and more and more. So you have, like I said, about 4 to 7 seconds to keep your viewers subconscious going. And if you ever notice, also you have a drone video, if it's over, I'd say 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes tops, and it's just drone footage, you're going to lose your viewers. The analytics show again and again that unless it's just mind-blowing footage, that most people are going to drop off within a minute, minute and a half of watching drone footage. So that's where you start breaking in other stuff with it. Like you can put some ground footage of yourself or even of the same stuff that you're flying over. So if you're flying over massive trees, mountains, you can actually hike through them and just film some of that, cut back and forth different scenes. That will help keep the viewer engaged. I just want to show you guys just the 7-second rule here. Anybody here seen Cobra Kai yet? Yeah, you know, okay, so Cobra Kai is a continuation of Karate Kid, and you haven't seen it yet, you really should. It is a YouTube show. They made it specially for YouTube, and it picks up right after Daniel and Johnny kicked the crap out of each other in the arena way back in, what was it, 85 or something. And they're all grown up now, and I want you to sort of count. You can do it out loud if you want to. It might be hard for you to do it out loud, but pay attention to not only how long till they cut to the next scene, but try and pay attention to why do they cut to the next scene, because that's a big part of it too.
Come on, Johnny. You want to do this? Let's go. Come on, come on.
What is going on? Dad's about to fight this guy.
Amanda, just please go inside. This is between me and Sensei Lawrence.
Yeah, you two seem to have this pretty well in hand. It's a normal Saturday afternoon, a couple of grown men about to kick each other into a pool. You know, as much as I would love to watch you and your childhood karate rival duke it out, I kind of don't want to get any blood on the patio. So what do you say we try to resolve this over some breakfast instead?
Want to go inside? I could eat.
So as you see, like, what did you get to? Maybe 3 seconds, 5 seconds here? Did anybody actually count? Did anybody count? All right. So now a lot of people will say, well, it's a drone video. It's a little different. You don't have to do that. But it still helps. Your mind, we're all the same. We have attention spans that only last a short amount of time, and it's getting worse and worse with the digital age. It really is. TikTok, for example, you know, all these short little clips that aren't even YouTube length that people just can't even get through those. So I got a little bit of a drone shot here. This is not my footage, just so you know, of some surfing. And I want you to watch, not only are they telling the story with a drone, but they've mixed in ground footage and other things with it. And watch how more compelling this is, how much more you stay with it. And again, it's all under 7 seconds. Count if you want to. I promise you, it's all under there. You see how they mix the ground shots with the drone shots, with surf shots, and put it all together, and it really just keeps you watching. Or if all they did was fly over those surfers again and again, and that was it. So YouTube has given me a special opportunity to meet a lot of you guys, which is awesome. And I thank you all for every time you come up and say hi. It's the coolest part of YouTube. But in Colorado, I have that shop, and a lot of people have come up there. And when they do, I go fly with them. A lot of the times, I notice certain flying mistakes that people make. A lot of you might make them here. A lot of you might not. A lot of you might think you might not, and you still do. However, I wanted to just pinpoint a few of the ones I see the most. So for those of you who are newer to flying, you can hopefully take a little something home with you from this to help your channel get better engagement. So erratic yaw movement is something that you do with your left. Most of us have our stick set up so it's on the left, and that's going to really just disorient you and keep you from really focusing on what things are. And it also blurs the screen out, so that's something that a lot of people do that you shouldn't do. You want to practice getting that yaw smooth. One of the easiest ways to do that is to use your right stick and your left stick in conjunction with each other. Another problem I see is people who fly up to 300, 400 feet and just sort of fly straight. Because if you're flying straight at that height and you're not passing anything, you can't even tell the drone's moving half the time. So if you're gonna be up that high, again, you can either go side to side, you can use your yaw and your strafe and sort of do this sort of angular thing, and in the mountains or if there's buildings around, it makes for a really cool effect. Holding one view too long, just flying up and just sort of sitting there, doing nothing. And that obviously would get boring if I just stood here, right? So making your drone video too long, boring your audience. I touched on that earlier, making a 10-minute drone video of you just flying around, looking at, God, who knows what, your neighbors' houses or whatever. Shorten it down, work on the edit, and try and think of engagement. Would you watch it if you didn't know the story behind it? So I went out there on purpose and I filmed all these things that I just talked about so you guys could see what they look like yourselves. And then I have a couple of videos showing how, with some simple changes, how exactly you can change those and make them better by adding a little bit of different type of footage. So these are 3 videos. I'm gonna shut up and let you just watch them. I might talk over it a little bit. So it's okay to go up and yaw around and figure out what you're gonna fly and get, but edit that out of your videos. It's not gonna help you at all. As well as now you notice none of these clips are actually changing with the music. If they are, it's a complete accident. So you notice the camera is full blast right here and it looks like nothing's moved. That's a straight movement. It's a mistake a lot of people do. They just hold that trajectory and keep going. And same with this over the town. Now you'll see a little more movement here because there is land, not water. However, holding it too long, it becomes boring. Nothing wrong with this shot either, but mixing it up with some lower ground footage would make it a lot more dynamic and appealing to your audience. So here's the same stuff, using those same exact clips, but adding a few more to it and editing it to the beat of the music. Same song, everything. Start out with a nice reveal. Speed ramp it a little bit. The speed ramp starts with the music also. Flying lower to the boats makes you feel like you're more in the situation. And that right there is the yaw and strafing at the same time trick. Same with that. Notice it's done a lot. If you don't know how to do that, it's a little weird at first, but practice it. There's the overhead shot, just mix it in for a short time. Same thing with the overhead of the buildings. Mix it in with the down shots. So you've got the overhead, you get the down, then you go back to the down. It sort of brings you into the town. You get a vibe that you're there. Same with the top of the boats. Changes everything, just with a few different flying techniques and a few different editing techniques. I mean, it's almost the exact same footage, barely anything changed, but those little tweaks changes the footage completely. Now this is where it becomes exciting for me, is when you change the music and you start adding ground footage, it changes the story. It really starts bringing a story into it. You don't have to talk to the camera. You can do this completely. If you're scared to talk to the camera, you can do some shots like this, practice this way, and eventually as you get more comfortable even just being on the camera, you can then start talking to people on the videos that you do, which will help that engagement even more. You see how going back and forth between the ground shots to the air shots, it sort of tells the story of what's going on and makes you wonder. Like I showed this to my girlfriend and she's like, what are you doing? Why are you going downstairs? What are you doing at the lake? Well, aren't you supposed to be at work? It's a quick little video and you see how much, like if you were just watching that, it holds your attention longer than the other stuff. Being in a video is something you don't want to do, you don't have to. Just practice the drone stuff, edit to the clips or to the beat of the music, practice not holding a shot too long unless it's something that has movement in it, it's going to keep your viewer engaged, and go that route for a while. And if you do decide you want to build up your YouTube more, start mixing yourself into it, because it really, really makes a huge difference. Human interaction on videos, huge difference. If you have a channel, make the picture. This is something I fail at, is I have this as the picture on my channel. That should be a picture of myself. You guys should put a picture of yourself. Make sure you can see the white of your eyes, because that human interaction is key to helping grow a subscriber base. So I wanted to show you guys exactly how I edited those clips and how I changed them, but I wasn't sure how any of this worked because this is the first time I've ever done this. So I pre-recorded a video and asked myself to come and help show you guys. This part's gonna be a little awkward for me, so I'm gonna step out of the way while you watch it. Well, and hopefully Sean here will take over and tell you guys how the edit was done.
Hello, people of SpinUp. Yeah, I'm glad to help out, man. Let's take a look at this. We're using Final Cut Pro, and we're gonna go over these clips that we just showed you a second ago. Bow. So as you can see here, there's multiple layers. That's because we've already edited all this to save time. I want you to follow along with my little mouse arrow. That green bar, that is the song in the first two clips that you saw. First thing that we did was we imported all our clips into a folder over here on the top left. So in the zoom you see there's some songs that I pre-chose. These green things here are all songs. And then we've got the two clips. This first one was Sean. When he went out, he was flying around imitating what he thought was erratic yaw and holding shots too long. One short minute-long song I actually had to cut and sort of splice together to make it have a better ending to continue the song. That's something we can get into. If you want to know more about it, hit Sean up after the event, man. He'll talk your ears off. One of the first things you do is you go through that audio and you find the beat. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and you mark it. See the little blue dots? Boom, 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 boom. So once you get all those marked, then you start laying in your drone footage. We didn't want to go to the music on this one because a lot of people, when they're first starting out, they don't go to the music. And if you go to the music, it instantly takes your drone video from here to here. So as you can see, we just flew around, got some different shots, held the high up shots here in the mountains, held the shots up over the mountains here. That's it. Let's go ahead and make those invisible. We hit V, look at that. Then we're gonna make this next row, which was the second video you saw, was actually not only edited to the beat, it had slight color correction done too. And bam! What a difference that makes. You'll notice we used a lot of those first clip in the second clip. Some of the high up flying, yeah, we used that. We just didn't hold it as long. You can't really see movement when that thing's just going, even if it's going full speed at that height, 300, 350, 400, you can't really see movement unless there's really windy blowing clouds or a tree going by. So now look at the same thing. We start out with the reveal because you don't even know that we're at a marina yet. So now instead of flying so high, we're flying a lot lower, closer to those boats, so you can feel like you're part of it. You're there, you're in the marina with everybody. Instead of just flying high over the town, we come in, we sort of pan and spin, look, but we use that high shot so you can sort of see the town. And you don't just back out right next to it. You gotta have something in between it. Otherwise, it just looks like you hit reverse on your camera. Thirdly, let's go ahead and look quickly at that last clip where we changed the music. You'll see we used a lot of the clips below it. The layer underneath it where there is nothing, like here, that stuff underneath shows. We changed the song, the music means so much. What I'm hoping you can see is that these same clips, adding just a tiny bit of ground footage now, taken with the Insta360 One X and a little bit with the GoPro Hero 7, changes the entire vibe of this video. Look on the audio down at the bottom. Boom, boom, boom. We got those blue markers so we know exactly where we want to cut those clips at. So we start out with that reveal. We got a little upbeat song going. Oh, look, we're walking down somewhere. Hey, there's a guy walking. Hey, he's got the same shirt on as me. Cool dude. Well, I wonder where he's going. Oh, he must be going to go check out some boats. Okay, and here's where we mix in some GoPro footage. Not yet, Insta360, GoPro. Look at that though, just a nice day sitting by the lake. You see how just a little bit of music, a couple of different types of shots, and the entire vibe of the entire clip changes. You now have a story that you've told by using your drone and a couple of cameras on the ground. And that's a story that you might look back on and go, man, I remember that day. What a great day. Sitting there looking out at the lake and the mountains. Or it's just a drone video. Whichever works for you, man. Don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to me. You do what you gotta do. You be you. Thank you, Sean, and thank you, Kelly from Ready, Set, Drone for including me in Awesome Drone SpinUp 2019. You guys enjoy the rest of your event.
All right, now as hard as that might have been for you guys to watch, I think it was a lot harder for me to stand up here and see you guys watch that. So really what it comes down to is you gotta find what works for you. I can sit up here and preach all day long to you guys about what works for me. Take what I said, take it home with you, think about it, analyze it, find how you can apply it and put that to your own YouTube videos, your own YouTube channels. And thank you very much.
All right.
So before I go, I do have one thing I want to show everyone because it's been being talked about. It's about a 1-minute clip. Oh, thanks, Kelly, by the way.
Hey, look at that guy.
All right, so just this last little video. Some of you have seen it already, but this is another way you can use drones. Somebody tattoo? Hey. Yeah. Nope, yeah, I just opened. Okay. Yeah, I can do that for you. Yeah. Okay. Okay then. Yep, no problem. I'll get on it. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. So as you can see, just because you do drones doesn't mean you have to do them like everybody else. Think outside the box, have fun, and thanks again, Kelly, for having me out. Any questions?
Hey, yeah. So I do have a question. I want to just ask about that cool dude. Your brother, was that who was the guy with the hair?
Oh yeah, I don't know. It wasn't me though.
Because that guy looked good. So who has questions? Anybody hear anybody? Oh yeah, we got one right here.
Why did you start your YouTube career?
I started it in 2008.
Why though?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? It's artistic to me. So the most fun that I have with YouTube is the editing process, coming up with fun, artistic ways, and also sharing things that possibly help people. Some of the most
The coolest things for me have been when people come to me or email me or even leave comments on the videos and tell me how a video helped them. Even if it's the drone community has come to some of my snowboard videos. The other day, someone left a comment that he was handicapped now and couldn't get out and do anything like the snowboarding that I was doing. And watching the video of me going down the mountain just was such a cool experience for him. So that kind of stuff, that kind of feedback, helping people, it's pretty awesome. I don't make any money really at YouTube. I make maybe $150, $200 a month if I'm lucky on YouTube. So all this work I do is completely out of love for editing and making videos.
Art, right there.
Sean, how important are thumbnails and end cards?
End cards, not so much. Thumbnails and titles, the most important thing you can put on a video, more so than tags or anything else. You want a catchy thumbnail, you want it to entice the viewer. I don't want to say clickbait because people get mad at clickbait thumbnails, but you want a clickable thumbnail, something that still has to do with the video but tells the story of the title. Try and keep the text on the thumbnail to a minimum if you can, 1, 2 words if possible. If there's subjects in the thumbnail that are something that has nothing to do with the video really, mask around it and blur it out a little bit so it's not distracting from the parts that actually are important in the thumbnail.
Sean told me that oh yeah, your thing. Yeah, we need to do the giveaway. I also just want to say real quick, Sean told me he was going to do that. He had that idea of doing like a starter video, you know, just flying around and then adding to it. And I thought that was brilliant because you really could see the difference, right? The first one, yeah, that's cool footage, it's nice. Did it catch my attention? No, nothing like that third one, because the music choice, the cut between all that, and there really wasn't much to that video, but it was enough of a variation and enough cuts that it really kept your attention. Even quite honestly, if he had done that that editing tutorial video in a different style, it wouldn't have been nearly as watchable. But with the little, you know, and all the sound effects and everything, it makes a big difference. So take that away. I actually want to edit more like he does. I feel like sometimes I'm a little long-winded, like right now. So go ahead.
All right, guys, everyone just stand up for me. We're gonna play a game. Anyone ever played rock, paper, scissors? Yes. All right, if you want to win this, stand up, look to your neighbor, and do rock, paper, scissors. Blast it on the third one, and whoever loses, sit down. Whoever wins, stay standing up. Be honest with each other. Go ahead. Just play it once, guys. The first winner stays up, or we'll be here all day.
You sit down.
First time you lose, sit down. We'll see who's standing. Rock, paper, scissors. Sit down if you lose. Stand up if you're still in the game. All right, so just play once, guys. All right, so who's left? Who's still standing? We got about 10 people still standing. So if you're still standing and there's only a few of us, come up on stage and we'll do the last couple on stage. If you're still in the game, come up on stage. We're going to have the final few play on stage.
Did you win? You won? All right, come on up. Come on up.
So we got 3.
Mel?
It's not 4 of us.
You're still in? All right.
3's fine. 5.
All right, let's have you two go. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, we'll go again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, right, you're out.
You stay over
nice job, though. All right, you stay. Let's have two of you
let's
go.
have them battle. Or
you two go.
Do that.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Scissors. All right, go again.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, you're still in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this one.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, first one to Linda. Go. No, it was 2 out of 3 though this time.
Okay.
Go again.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, second one to you, and this is it. Okay, Linda's the winner there. All right, here we go.
Let's see who's gonna win.
1 out of 1 for all the marbles. Yeah, whoever wins this one.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, everybody goes scissors first. I don't know why.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, rock with Mel.
Nice, Mel.
All right.
Man.
Congratulations. Hang it up. Enjoy it. Put it in your studio. Yeah. Glad you like it.
Sean, great job, man. Crushed it.
If anybody does want stickers, come on up and I'll